Tonight has been in such films as Rushmore, Scream 2, and Blue Streak. Starting this Friday, he can be seen with Heather Graham in Committed. Please welcome Luke Wilson. How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You say that like people won't believe that.
No,
All right. We have a, I got to start off by saying Heather Graham is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful women in the world. And you play her husband in this movie. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I play her husband.
That's a good deal.
It is a good deal, but in the movie, my character leaves her and...
treats her badly?
Doesn't really treat her badly. It's just a guy that's kind of screwed up and goes like searching for himself, so he leaves her. And
leaves Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Right.
People can never quite get that. Yeah, and I was working on the movie. I was sitting with this transpo guy, a guy in charge of all the trucks, Steve Z, and Heather came walking up and was kind of talking to us, asking us how we're doing, walks off, and he's like, God, she's beautiful. I was like, yeah, she really is beautiful. And he's like, I haven't read the script, so what happens? And I kind of explained to him that my guy leaves her. And he's like, so your character leaves Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Is it ever tough being an actor, Luke? I was like, yeah, sometimes
Well,
it is.
what's weird is that people see this stuff and there's part of them that thinks it's real.
Yeah.
I'm always being confused by Star Trek characters. You know, I half believe this is really happening, but there are going to be people that are like...
He was saying it was science fiction. He goes, you leaving Heather Graham is science fiction.
Right. No one's going to buy that. Well,
no.
And when you see movies where there's this like drop-dead gorgeous woman and there's a guy who's like, whatever, you're always yelling at the screen like, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
She has a boyfriend in real life, right?
Boy, that's kind of a light term to use. It's Ed Burns, the actor and director. He's a great guy, but he's the kind of guy, he was there every day on the set. You know, say you're Heather Graham.
Let's not do it that way.
He would be...
Can I be the guy?
You're Heather Graham.
There. You're pretty.
Hi. Why'd you leave me?
Yeah.
Ed Burns he's like one of those things that the prison puts on your ankle, you know. He's
going to love this interview, by the way.
He's
Why don't you just call him some gum on my shoe?
A great guy. He was just always there with his woman, you know.
Wouldn't you? I mean, if I was going out with Heather Graham, I would be always there.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean?
I was
telling people to back off. I would have a taser at all times. I'd be zapping men that walk by for no reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're working on a movie with her. You'd like to get the chance to get to know her better. It's tough, you know.
Right, with that guy there.
When Ed Burns is there.
Yeah, we'll just call him Prison Bracelet from now on.
Right.
Now, you've been in, I was looking at your resume. You've been in the film Dog Park and My Dog Skip. You've been in some, there's a dog theme to some of your work.
I've worked with a lot of dogs.
You've worked with dogs. This may sound like a dumb question, but I'm curious, because I'm a dog owner. Are there some breeds that you think are just better actors than other breeds?
Yeah, like the boxer. A boxer is like an actor with a drug problem, basically. I mean, they can't focus when they get on the set, you know, they're running around.
Right.
And,
always making weird phone calls and trips to the bathroom.
Right,
yeah,
always looking can't really get them to focus. Like, I worked with Moose, the dog from Frasier, and that's like the Brando of acting dogs.
He's like Brando?
Like a total pro, you know, is great. But the problem with Moose is he works with his son. Now that Moose is getting a little older, he works with Enzo so that they can both, like, you know.
Because that's how they replace these dogs, is they use their son that looks the same, yeah.
And Enzo and Moose, this is like the dark side of Hollywood. They hate each other. They had to build a fence down the middle of the yard to keep Moose and Enzo away from each other. Moose doesn't like it if you say Enzo around him.
Are you kidding? Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious. And you can't talk to Moose. You're not supposed to talk to him or to pet him.
Well, it's a dog, first of all, so...
Well, you know,
but you're not supposed
to say, hi, Moose, like, do you want to play, you know?
Why?
You're just supposed to let him do his work. Go home at the end of the day.
That's really strange.
Yeah.
That's very insane. That's someone else who'll be offended by this interview.
Right.
Before we go, someone told me that you're germ-phobic. Is that right? You don't like germs? You don't like... well, don't like germs, like the rest of us love them, but... Because I'm a germ nut myself.
Well, I went to see my doctor, and he said, you know, a good way not to, like, catch the flu is don't, you know, try not to touch a lot of handles, don't shake a lot of hands. And, you know, I'm at the doctor, I'm just like, okay. And then I leave, and I'm like, how am I supposed to not shake hands?
Right, it's not
So
cool.
I've tried, you know, doing the kind of fist thing, you know, that you see
What's that
athletes
thing?
do, you know, like...
Oh, that
like
thing.
this, but then...
That
see,
so doesn't work with the two of us.
So well.
No. We're the two wrong guys to be like, yeah!
But see, I meet Andy at a party, you just, instead of shaking hands, just be like, hey, how you doing? So right there, I just give him a hug. Just be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Then I drooled on your back.
So,
Now you're going to get his horrible flu.
it's hard, but you know, my doctor has kind of made me paranoid about all this.
Well, they do that. You have to shake hands. You got to live life. These doctors, what do they know about medicine? Wait, that's retarded. Committed opens this Friday with you and Heather Graham.
Right.
And Luke, come on back.
Thank you.
Come on
for
back to the
having
next
me.
project. Luke Wilson, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with Chivalry. Stick around.